The title race is nearing its dramatic conclusion. For these 8 robots, they can start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But the closer they get, the harder it'll be to accept defeat. Only one story ends happy. Might as well make yours the successful one.
Hello everybody, welcome to the episode of BattleBots Reborn Cup that we have for you today. It's Nick and Sam. Hope you guys are doing alright.
Yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. You know, not dying.
Yeah, that's something we would hope. Yeah? I mean, I was going to say just more like having a good time, you know, in a good mood. But you just went to the other extreme.
Yeah, well, here we are.
Yeah.
The quarterfinals.
That's right.
What a season it's been so far.
What a season. So many weird stories with this bot potentially a dark horse, and then that bot's like, no, I want to be the dark horse. And it's just been all over the place. There's been upsets galore, there's been unpredictability. There's still a little bit of normal service being resumed from last year with the likes of y-pout and Lucky being as far as they are. They could even meet again as they did in the third place match. But why try to predict anything at this point? It's been very difficult so far. I've been wrong quite a few times, and I just want to sit back and watch it, let it unfold.
Well, let's see if he can keep to that promise. Let's get started on the Elite Eight. We have Tantrum versus y-pout at the forefront. From a flimsy flipper to a formidable force, Tantrum has been quietly going about his business.
Yeah, just in the way that Brutus earlier in the year was kind of sneaking by unnoticed, here comes Tantrum with his brand new build, and he's just slaughtering everybody in front of him like it's nothing. He's just getting good win after good win.
y-pout will be aware of the threat Tantrum poses. How can he prevail?
See, it's going to be tough. We talk about how this bot could use a certain strategy to beat his opponent. y-pout, you kind of need to be able to drive fast to be able to have any sort of reasonably good game plan, so y-pout it, sit, spin, hope you win, and go from there. If you don't, tough luck.
Well, let's spin our way to the box.
Spin to win.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, feistier than a bantam, he'll turn you into a phantom and hold you for ransom. Get ready to sing his anthem. It's Tantrum! In the blue square, slow and steady wins the race, but so does a right hook to the face. Hope your jaw is tough enough. It's y-pout!
Before we get started, here's a quick explanation of the rules. The rules for this competition are simple. Bots have 3 minutes to destroy or immobilize their opponent. If both bots are still active when the clock expires, the result will go to a panel of 3 judges that will score the fight on a 45-point system. 4 points for damage, 5 for aggression, and 6 for control and strategy. During the scoring process, judges are encouraged to show leniency to bots with non-damaging weapons. Furthermore, pins cannot last longer than 11 seconds, and Havoc glitches that flip a non-invertible bot will be restarted unless the fight has surpassed 2 minutes. With that being said, it's time to get the action started.
Well, it's nice to see y-pout showing some consistency. You know, he had a really good season last year until he came up against Tombstone. Pretty unfortunate, but he's already knocked Tombstone out of the way, so I don't know who could stop him at this point.
Going on to Lucky versus Bite Force. Lucky's the last flipper alive this season. How do you like his odds of winning the title?
Looking at some of the bots, I mean, I don't know how y-pout is going to work when he's inverted. This fight against Bite Force is going to be tough for Lucky, but it's winnable. On the other side, Sal, Killer Bee, winnable fights, Nightmare, winnable fight. It's just, I think this is the toughest hurdle right now for Lucky. He's got to find a way past Bite Force, and then he can start thinking about it.
Fair or controversial, either way, Bite Force has made it here. Could the king of real life become the king of the cup?
He's shown incredible power with that weapon. He's shown that he's hard to get under with the wedgelets, and he's got some pace to him. Even when he's flipped too, he's dangerous, as Bronco found out the hard way. So I don't see why not. Personally, I would want to see it because he's already dominating real life. We don't need him dominating this.
Well, who moves on to the semis?
I think it's going to be tough for Lucky to make this happen. Even if he gets flips on Bite Force, he's got to do more than just survive. So, I don't know. I think Bite Force will find a way.
Oh, look, a prediction.
God.
Down to the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square. Oh, fancy meeting you here. First time? No biggie. Just be glad you're not fighting Ziggy. Instead, it's Lucky! In the blue square. This season he's been a marathon man, but this fight will be quick. Think 26.2 seconds quick. It's Bite Force!
Well, another rather quick knockout win for Bite Force, picking up from where he left off before the Bronco fight. You know, I'm starting to wonder, though. He seems a little too powerful.
A little bit, actually.
Might need to be nerfed. What do you think?
Just a wee bit.
Uploading, Nick. Make a little poll thing in the... It would be in this corner. Should Bite Force get nerfed?
Going on to the third match for the night, we have Killer Bee versus Son of Waiachi. What an incredible story we've witnessed this year with Killer Bee making history.
Yeah, of all the Dark Horse stories, I still like Killer Bee's the best, given the fact he doesn't have a weapon! It's just the wedge and his brute force that has gotten him this far. He just took out Yeti, and Son of Waiachi is vulnerable. Let's say it.
King Sao has shown expert tactics in his fights to put himself into winning positions, but why might this opponent be his toughest?
Well, Killer Bee's got a big body, so he can survive some of these hits. He's quick. That's a dangerously sloped wedge, so if he gets Sal just right, he could flip him over. I don't see why not. It's not impossible for Sal to get flipped. It's not impossible for Killer B to pull off crazy crap.
Cupsetter Dynasty, who you got?
I don't know, Sal's looked pretty good this year, ain't he? I think Sal could. I'd be worried, though. I don't want to really hold it to either bot. Both bot, they have their weaknesses, but they play into the other one's hands perfect.
Dang, almost got another prediction out of him.
Yeah, I caught it this time.
Down to the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, black stripes, yellow paint. You'll be scared of him in the final 8. He's got the pedal to the metal, balling out in every level. Wait till you see the Killer Bee! In the blue square, against him, you don't win. You just do a little better each time. Here to put the Patriots dynasty to shame, son of y-pout!
Well, Son of y-pout finally finding his feet after a couple years of struggles since major rebuilds. He looks like a contender. It's just his strategy demands so much. So if he faces a competent bot, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, on to the main match for the night. We have Nightmare versus Mecha Rampage. Nightmare has gone from the laughingstock of the cup to a serious title challenger.
Yeah, Nightmare in the first 4 years of BattleBots Reborn Cup only got 1 victory against Axe Backwards, and that was just last year. The new build here, yeah, it raises some talking points about how bots should be built, but A, I'm okay with controversies, because that's how we correct things, and then B, he's won some fights, he's looked good. If you're going to be a controversial bot, you got at least a win to make it a controversy.
But Mecha Rampage just fought a match this season that could perfectly prepare him for Nightmare.
He did?
The prompt tells me so.
Who? Cobalt? Maybe?
Tell us
I
in
don't
the
know.
comments.
I don't remember.
Anywho, looking at the comparisons, which bot in your mind has an edge?
Well, it's going to be very hard for Mecha Rampage to implement a attack the wheels strategy because he's so wide and slow, Nightmare can just pick him clean if he tries to arc to either side. Nightmare, though, has to then go head-on at Mecha Rampage, and normally vertical loses to horizontal spinner. So, it's going to be tough. I think Nightmare has the more powerful weapon, and maybe he'll have a chance, but I like how they do match up against each other. It could be fun.
Well, let's go find out.
Yeah.
Down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, it hurts to know that you belong here. No one to call, everybody to fear. Your tragic fate is looking so clear. It's your f***ing nightmare! In the blue square, he's a misbehaving maniac like a child denied candy. You thought Tantrum was bad? Meet Mecha Rampage!
Well, that's something we've never seen before, where instead of pausing the match and restarting, they just kind of let Nightmare reset himself. I think it was the fair decision because there was already so much that had happened. And who knows what would have happened if there was 15 more seconds in that fight? Probably not much. They were both bruised and beaten by that point.
Well, I'm excited to see where this goes.
One more episode, guys. I know you guys waited so long for Season 5, and just like that, we're towards the end now. The final 4 is set.
It's crazy.
Let us know who you think is going to win in the comments. Bite Force, y-pout, Son of Waiachi, and Nightmare. Never thought I'd say Nightmare would make it to a cup semifinal, but there he is, guys. It's happened.
In the comments, also say how Nick lied about not predicting.
Don't worry about that.
No, you should do that.
Ignore it. See you tomorrow for the finale. Bring your friends, bring snacks, bring drinks if you're overaged.
Goodbye!
I'm bringing a drink.
I can't.